this. Okay, audio fixed. Sorry, everyone. You know how that goes with my friendly ghosts turning off my microphone. Hi, Belinda. Sound is on. Yay, I'm back. I'm here. Let me preen. Let me fix myself. Thank you guys. I thought I muted it again. Hello, my lovely people. Okay, good. Hi, friends. Hi, everyone. You guys having a nice little chat? Hi. Yes, this is a swirl dress. This is the one in the book. In Gertie Sews Jiffy Dresses. So it has this cute little border print on the bottom, huh? This is one of my fabrics for Spotlight. It is a swirl dress. Thank you, guys. Yeah, I actually, when I was writing that book, I remember thinking I really wanted this dress to be polka dots, and I really wanted it to be white with black polka dots, and that was like my vision. But I couldn't find black with white polka dots anywhere, and it was driving me crazy. Of this sort of like size, like I wanted a nice, healthy, big polka dot, and I just couldn't find it. And then I was like looking through my stash, and I was like, well, I guess I could use this fabric that I designed. It was not exactly, I wasn't sure if I would be able to use a border print on this skirt because it's like a true A-line. And the back panels are pretty big because it wraps in the back. So I just wasn't sure what the flowers would look like along the hem of something that had a bit of flair to it. But it actually worked out fine. And I just figured that out by just like laying out my pattern pieces on my fabric. And yeah, it worked out. So yeah, I'm super happy with this. I don't wear this a lot. I don't know why. Cheers. Hi, Missy. Cheers, everyone. Your swirl dress blows open in the back. I don't know why I don't have that problem. Maybe I don't go out in windy places with gusts. So hi, everyone. So what's going on? Your patterns arrived? That's awesome. Yeah, I know that people are getting their Stanwicks and their Hepburns thanks to the lovely Melisha, who has been very hard at work and sending you all your patterns. And she got through a lot of them today, I know that. And then we still have to send out the ones that had like multiple items in the order. So that's like the next sort of round. And they're just, they're obviously going out in the order they were received. And so yeah, you'll be getting it soon. Yay. Oh, Marin, you finished your first Stanwick. How did it go? And you made it in felt. What color? I know we talked about you were doing the charcoal gray and the blush. So let us know how you like it. Loved it? Oh, good. Yeah, so if you guys aren't familiar, I did put up a video on YouTube, here on YouTube, where we are now, that is how to make the Stanwick skirt in wool felt, or any kind of felt really, from start to finish. So that's a great video to reference if you're waiting for your pattern, you want to like study up a little bit. I'm so glad you did the pink first. I want to see pictures. Did you put up pictures? Great. Yeah, Sasha, you made it a week ago and you've worn it 3 times. Oh, I love to hear that. That's awesome. Yay. How many snacks did you get in the packets? All right, so I missed you guys. Yesterday, I forgot to update you about my schedule, but I actually, and it was funny because I meant to put up something in my Instagram stories saying I didn't let you guys know. So what I did yesterday was I got an appointment at Newburgh Vintage Warehouse, which you've probably heard me talk about before or post about before. It's a huge vintage store about 10 minutes from where I live. And I've actually done a photo shoot there before. And so now that I'm shooting really at home only, I've been like needing more props and things, because you saw my photo shoot for the Rose dressing gown. It was really just like quarantine fantasy, very fairy tale, Gone with the Wind kind of thing. And then we did another last week that was kind of like, went a little more like suburban quarantine fantasy. And everything is like something quarantine fantasy at this point, because that's just life now. So I've been feeling like, because we're doing these like shots in my house, we just need to like mix it up more with like the props and the, I guess, the themes, if that makes any sense, or like having like things. So the cool thing is that Newburgh Vintage Warehouse is closed right now, obviously, because all retail in New York is closed. But they are doing appointment only for like industry professionals. Henry photo shoot. So I got to go in there yesterday by appointment, tax deductible vintage shopping. Yes, that's the best. And I picked up a few things I thought I would share. I got some really fun things, so I thought I would share with you. And it was really fun because I barely left my house to start with, but one of my favorite things to do on the weekends is like go to vintage shops and go antiquing and stuff like that. And I haven't been doing that lately. And it was just sort of like, it was so exciting to get to go out shopping. So yeah, so this is just going to be a little show and tell. Oh, I have to give you a knitting update first, though. Can we do knitting first? And then the next order of business will be to talk about campers, because I kind of brought it up last week and I've had a little bit of like progress and more thoughts on it. And so I know some of you guys know about vintage campers. So I just thought this would be a good place to kind of like talk about all that stuff. And then the final orders of business. So, okay, let's start with the knitting. Guys, I pretty much finished my sweater. Is this the front? Look who made a sweater. Look, let me breathe with it. Look, I did it. So I had like a little, yeah, it's super cute, right? I did the armbands went great, and the waist ribbing and all that went really great. And then I've just been like trucking along with this sweater, as you guys know, and I haven't really had any problems, or issues or setbacks, which is kind of amazing, because I've never made a sweater before. Like, I knew how to knit, but I didn't know how to knit a garment. So this is all to say that I did hit a snag on the neck, which is like the last thing you do when you're sewing, or why do I keep saying knitting? You're knitting when you're knitting the sweater. So I will start by saying that I did not use the recommended yarn. I haven't shown Amy, but I did talk to Amy. I did not use the recommended yarn. I used, because she recommends, this is the Jailbird sweater by our lovely Amy Appel of Poison Girls. She's a friend of mine. I love her dearly. And she makes these rockabilly knitting patterns. And so she recommended this chickadee yarn by, can't remember. Anyway, it's a wool yarn. So the original sweater is made in wool. I was thinking I might make it in wool, but I was really feeling like I wanted this to be a summer sweater and be great for hot weather, which we do get in New York. So I looked at this Kobasi yarn, which is like a cotton, bamboo, silk, elastane blend. And I just like really fell in love with it. Like I really liked working with it when I needed my swatch and all of that. But I will say that it might not have been a great choice for me as someone who was knitting their first sweater, because it ended up just behaving a little bit differently than wool might. And I had to make a few, I mean, really, it wasn't a big deal, but I had people to help me. I will say that too. So this is all to say that what happened is I did the neckline, 3, and I did double points. And then she has you switch kind of midway through. Still don't know why this is, because again, not an experienced knitter, but she had you switch to the bigger needle, which would be a US 5, about halfway up the mock little turtleneck. And then she has you do 20 rows, which I was kind of feeling like that was a little more than I wanted. It was getting kind of high. And buffering, oh no, guys, I'm talking about my knitting. This is important. Am I still buffering? You never use the recommended yarn. You bought 4 of Amy's patterns during her sale. That's great. So, all right. So I know, okay. So I'm just going to kind of keep talking. I will model it, I promise. You can hear me? Okay, great. I'm going to keep talking. So yeah, really love the Kobasi yarn. So, all right. So then the other thing was that the bind off she has you do is called Jenny's Surprisingly Stretchy Bind Off, which is a thing. And it's so you have like a lot in something like a small neck like this to go around your head. So I did that, and I did my binding off, and I gotta tell you guys, my neckline looked like a hot mess is the only way I can describe it. And the first thing I did was I DM'd Jenny girl. Is she here? Because I knew she had just knitted this sweater, and said, so it was like really ruffled. It was like, it was high and like just completely ruffled around my neck. Like it wasn't like sitting close to the neck. So yeah, that's the first problem I hit. So I texted or DM'd Jenny, and she suggested maybe I would want to do just a standard bind off. And then I also texted through the whole sweater without bothering her. So I'm just going to start now. And so I asked Amy about it too. And she said the same thing, that she felt like this yarn probably wouldn't need the same bind off treatment. And she suggested I go back and take out the bind off and redo it with a standard bind off. So I did that, and I actually ended up, when I was looking at it, I noticed that when I had switched to the larger needles, it had kind of started to like funnel out rather than like going in towards the neck. So I just frogged my knitting all the way back to that row where I switched to the larger needles, went back to my smaller needles, and I did 16 rows instead of 20. And then I did a bind off in pattern. So like the knit 1, purl 1 rib. So yeah, so that's how I got here. And now I'm really happy with it. So yeah, very excited. And now I'm weaving in the ends, which I'm not super jazzed on this process, guys. I also got some tips from Amy, because there's so many. There's so many. Look at this. I tied these in a knot because there were so many. So I've started this process. And one of the things that I'm kind of worried about is like being able to see the texture of the weaving in on the right side. But now that I look at it, I don't think it's too bad. And another hot tip that Amy gave me was that I should use a sharp needle rather than a blunt one, and like split the yarns as I'm weaving in to help this yarn grip a little bit more. But the downside is that I don't actually have a sharp needle. So I've been just trying to split it with a blunt, like pointed, that like curved 0.1. It's the worst part. Yeah, I hate it, guys. I really hate this. But you know, I got a few done last night. I'm gonna be doing this all week, I think. So yeah. I'm jazzed. I'm excited about my sweater. I think I did a really good job. And I will say too that I showed Amy a picture of it flat to just kind of show her what was happening with the neckline and all of that. And you know what she said? She said that I was a natural at knitting and that my stitches were really beautiful and even. And I almost cried because I was like so happy that she praised me. So thank you guys. So excited to wear it. Yeah, definitely we'll be taking pictures in it once it's all you know, once this disaster is taken care of. I'm just reading your tips about weaving and all that. Bit flared and gets big, it helps to work a bit tight, then it is still stretchy. Okay, thanks guys. You've been nagging your sister almost every day with stupid knitting questions. Well, Melicia's about to knit one too, in purple and white, of course. So, so yeah, I think, you know, I'll be answering her questions now, which is a little scary. So the pink color is just hot pink, the Kobasi DK hot pink. So thanks, guys. Thanks for your encouragement. And you guys have been helping me here too, so I appreciate it. All right, everyone. So that's the knitting portion of the day. We'll break it up with a preen break before moving to vintage show and tell. Okay, shall we on to vintage finds? How's the buffering situation going on? Finally got beyond the buffering and the chat. I just bought the sewing pattern. My gran is delighted and is working via video with me. Oh, that's so cute. Yes, like sewing and knitting and all this stuff is a good way to connect with people too, you know, kind of learn skills from people in your life, like your grandma, all of that. Okay, so the Vintage Emporium, I just want to show you a few things I found there. Oh, so just a little background on this store. There's one location called the Newburgh Vintage Emporium, which is in Newburgh, New York. And it's right on my way home from the studio. It's like kind of right when you get on the highway to go over the bridge across the Hudson River to Beacon, which is where I live. So there's that location, and it's kind of small. It's been there for like, what, 5 years? And then they just opened this huge second location called Newburgh Vintage Warehouse. So that's a huge location with so many vendors and room for furniture and like big items. So I got an appointment at the warehouse yesterday, and I went, and I just like, I don't know, it was just fun to go shopping. And I was the only one in there. There was one vendor there kind of like working on her booth. So yeah, it was like super quiet. I mean, it was appointment only, so super quiet. It's owned by two gentlemen, Anthony and Matt. And I do have to tell you guys that Matt took me into, he's like, I want to show you what I've been working on. And I had heard from Anthony that Matt was into vintage clothing and had some sort of archive, but that's all I really knew. But he took me into this sort of back section of the warehouse. And guys, he has an unreal collection. He has some Christian Dior, Schiaparelli, like amazing. And then like 20s beaded gowns in these like pull-out drawers, just like stacks and stacks and stacks of them. I didn't take photos because he offered to like let me come like use the archive or work together in some way. And actually what I was thinking, and what like the first thing that I thought was I could do a video back here. Like maybe we should even like once I can have John come and do video for me again, it would be fun to just like kind of take you guys on a tour with Matt. Obviously it's his collection, like he knows it so well. He could like take us on a little tour and, you know, tell us a little bit about how he came to have this huge collection and move it up to Newburgh, because it used to be in Manhattan, which is crazy to think about. Move it up to Newburgh and kind of, you know, I thought it'd be really fun. And, you know, maybe he could choose a couple dresses for us to look inside. Like he showed me one that was a pink Christian Dior with so much structure, like more structure than I've ever seen in a dress outside of like a Charles James gown. So I think it would be really cool. And yeah, that would be a great Patreon bit of content. So as soon, yeah, digital field trip. Yeah, I mean, I couldn't even take pictures because I was just so overwhelmed, and I was just like immediately like pitching him ideas of what we could do with this. So I would love to do that, and I think you guys would like really enjoy seeing inside it. Oh, Missy, that's awesome. Yeah, I would love to see it. Yeah, I think it would be really cool, and I'd love to have him just pick a couple of his favorite things in the sort of 50s new look era, because that's kind of my area of interest. And we'll just kind of look through them and like have a real like up close and personal look into some of these couture dresses. So yeah, that was kind of shocking to see in this warehouse. I mean, this place used to be it was a rolling rink, roller rink at one point. And then it was a furniture warehouse, and now it's this vintage place. So just really weird to see this, like, I mean, truly museum quality stuff back there. And so much of it. So yeah, so that's one thing I wanted to share with you guys. And then I just want to show you a few of the little things that I picked up because I thought you would get a kick out of some of them. So guys, the first thing I found is this rolling pin. This is a mid-century melamine. I keep saying melamine material, and it's like this perfect vintage pink, and the handles are like a little sherbety creamsicle peach color, and then this little green on the end of the pins. This is what I'm going to beat you with when you come to my classes and you don't do it correctly. If you don't sew correctly, I'm going to beat you with this, guys. But how cute is this? So I was like, oh, little prop. I don't bake, guys, but little prop. Oh, just rolling out a pie crust. So I got really excited about this. It's so cute. Yeah, really cute. And I don't know if you guys know this, but I've been redoing my kitchen for a while, and it's all pink now. So I'm excited for this. It actually goes pretty perfectly. So this is going to look so cute, sewing over pins. So cute in my kitchen, and I can beat my students with it. So obviously, win-win. Okay. Pink is the theme of the first items to show you. You want to see the next thing I found? I found a pink princess phone. How cute is this? Hello, hello, Mr. Draper, Mr. Draper. I'll have to bake now. So I found this phone in the perfect color. I need to show this to Melisha. I actually don't know what era this is. It looks a little more not 50s, 70s, 80s. I don't know, but it's the perfect color. It was a pink call. Yeah, so I had to show this to Melisha because we actually, the photo shoot that we did for, do I know how to use a rotor? Yeah, okay, there we go. I'm like, why isn't it turning? Has it been too long? We did a photo shoot for Patreon where I actually hired a photo stylist, like a prop stylist for this shoot, because it was the first time I had shot in my house and in the studio. And I really needed someone to just like make everything look pretty. Because, you know, when you're living or working in a space, it's like you're always like clearing away a bunch of clutter before you can take a picture. So anyway, long story short, there are no short stories here. Long story short, Candace, who was the prop stylist for that shoot, and she was amazing, loved her, totally did a great job and transformed the shoot. she brought a bunch of vintage stuff, and one of the props she brought was an ivory princess phone. And Melisha and I had so much just like stupid fun. Like, I of course had to hold the phone, and I was just like, hello, hello. We were doing all these shots on the couch, and I don't think we ended up using any of them, but I was like, I need that. I need that. So this is fun. It's not in great condition. Got a lot of little marks on it, but you know what? It wasn't expensive, and this purchase is gonna pay off someday, guys. Trust me. Trust me, Mr. Draper, Mr. President. So this, how cute is that? And the theme. Good point, Colin. So, am I going to install or use it? No, I'm not going to, because I don't have a landline like most people. So that's not something I'm looking to bring into my life at this point. But you never know. Hello? 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 It's fun. It's fun to play with, guys. You can fit the phone in a Stanwick pocket. Okay, and I was also looking for glassware and stuff to, you know, kind of have as props. But I didn't really find a lot, but I did find these two cute little matching glasses, which I just love. This little pastel fantasy going on here. No pink in this, but it does go well with pink, obviously. So these little glasses, it almost looks like a little rickrack lace kind of trim on there. So I did buy these too, but I didn't find really what I was looking for in glassware, but that's okay. I mean, you know what I mean? You got to be creative. I was just kind of looking around to see what struck my fancy. And then I also found a bag, never been opened, and it just said paper lanterns, party decorations, and it was sealed. And so this is what the top of the lanterns look like. And I was like, well, I love that little butterfly print, and I should probably just buy these, because can you imagine like a little string of paper vintage lanterns would look so cute in a photo. But I really had no idea what they were going to look like when I opened them up, because like I said, they were a sealed package. So I opened it today, and it's not, what would you guys think this is going to look like? I was expecting this to be like a lantern shape with this butterfly flora fauna thing going on the outside of the lantern, right? No. Wait for it. They look like this. I don't know. It's not at all what I expected. I really had to like readjust my expectations. So yeah, this was not what I was expecting. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, it could still be cute, right? They're still pretty, very colorful. They could go on my back porch for sure for decorations. But yeah, it's just not what I was. Yeah, it was definitely a moment. Very, very, very flummoxed by the revelation of these lanterns, and you can't even see that cute pattern. They would be cute in my pocket camp. Can someone digitize these for me and put them on my phone for my animals to play with on my pocket camp? So hang it off a stick, put a candle in the middle, and kids carry it around. Interesting. Interesting. I can see that happening. Fabric themed photo shoot, Chinese fabric themed photo shoot. So yeah, that's the other thing that I got. And I got some more things, but they're outside because they're more like outdoor items. So I'm not going to share those, obviously. Silk fabric photo shoot. So yeah, so those are just some kind of little knickknacks I wanted to share. So that's the second order of business. And then the third order of business is, so we talked yesterday, or not yet. When did we talk last, guys? It was Thursday. So last time I saw you guys, we talked about, like, I'd mentioned that my mom was buying a camper and we were kind of like looking for ways to get together this summer without flying, which is tricky because she lives in Arizona and I live in New York, and my brother and his family live in Houston. So we're all kind of spread out, but obviously want to see each other again someday, but don't plan on flying anytime soon. So what happened was my mom bought a camper. I'm so excited about this. Has 2 twin beds. And it's like a modern Winnebago kind of thing. And my brother was looking into buying a camper. And so I had like a FaceTime with the family on Mother's Day, and they told me that I was the only one not looking into buying a camper. So this, of course, sends me down this rabbit hole of vintage campers because, I mean, who doesn't love a vintage camper, like a 50s, 60s, Airstreams, obviously, but your Shastas. I was thinking that today. I was like, I've been influenced by Animal Crossing, and now I just want to like set up my real life camper. So I have been thinking, I went down the rabbit hole of like Pinterest and looking at different camper models. And I told my mom last week, my family last week, I was like, I want like an late 50s, early 60s pink Shasta. And if I find it, I will buy it. And any time spent, yes, it can be painted too. So if I found another color that could be painted pink, that's an option. So looking for this wouldn't be like a total renovation project, because any time spent like renovating would be like taking away from like sewing and knitting and like my job and all of that. So I don't really want this to be a huge time suck. So I was kind of like just looking around to see what was out there in terms of like decent I lost my train of thought, guys. Good condition, decent condition. And then I was also thinking, like, how fun would it be to like do photo shoots in it and also use it as like the charm camper when people are like going back to like rockabilly weekends and festivals and car shows and stuff like that, where like Melisha and I like hit the road and we in the little pink Shasta and we like sell patterns out of the back of the camper. So I was talking to Melisha today. I was like, the more I think about this, it just makes so much sense. And then like 6 months ago that I would have been like thinking that, but like it just makes so much sense. The more I think about it, by not buying a camper would be a huge mistake. But anyway, so I've been looking around. I did find one kind of close by. It's a beautiful powder blue color, like the original Shasta, original blue. It's a 1963. I talked to the guy today and asked all my questions. You know, I went to the like, here's the questions you need to ask if you're like first time buying a vintage camper. So I did all that, and unfortunately he has like an interested party who they are making up their minds about it. So I don't even know if but he said I was second in line to be considered for it. So quarantine is messing with our heads. So yeah, I'm kind of psyched about this, and I think you're here for buying patterns from a camper. I mean, who doesn't want to do this? We could bring it to like the car shows and like, I don't know. There's just so much we could do, like book signings, meet and greets inside it. We could have I could do like a little awning outside, and we can have like a little barbecue outside. So yeah, I haven't seen the long trailer with Lucy Ball. I will check it out. So yeah, I guess I was just going to talk to you guys about it because I don't really know what I'm doing. And yeah, I would have to upgrade my car to something that could pull it, but that's not a deal breaker either, because as I've mentioned here before, I have a pretty old Camry that I'm not like super in love with. It's like very it's like serviceable, but I would but like my ex picked it out, and like I've always wanted to have one that like I picked out, so a car that I picked out. So I have been thinking about that too, and I'm like, well, I could do that. So I don't know. This is definitely quarantine messing with my mind, where I'm just like, yeah, I'll buy a vintage camper and a new car. Why not? So yeah, we could meet up and attend sewing workshops in our trailers. There's so much we could do. It makes so much sense. I mean, the more you think about it, why would you not buy a 60s camper? An army of featherweights. So yeah, I was also just going to kind of put it out there because I know there are a lot, everything's a good idea during quarantine. I know that a lot of you people out there who watch these and who watch them later on, you know, you have ins inside the vintage world, and a lot of you are caravan / camper enthusiasts. So I'm just putting it out there that if I find the perfect camper, I will buy it. So if you guys know of anything that's for sale, just keep me in mind. I'm just putting it out there to the universe. I sound like Lucy in that movie. It makes so much sense, everyone. It makes so much sense. So yeah, I'm excited about this. And yeah, just if you guys have any leads or advice, yeah, tweet at me. Not letting go of Fort Wilderness meetup. I mean, I love that idea. Yeah, this could happen at Disney World, Dapper Day. There's so much that can happen with this, guys. So yeah, that's like, this segment was really to just put out there to the universe, and whoever is listening and interested, that's what I'm thinking about right now. And let me know. Let me know if you've got any leads. All right, so that is the third order of business. I get one if I didn't hate camping so much. Well, coordinating dresses for photo shoots. Yeah, there's so much that can happen. So much. I mean, it only makes sense. It makes so much sense. So let's see, what else did I have to Sasha, stay at home has me looking at vintage brooches. I've never worn a brooch, but now I'm obsessed. I mean, the way I kept putting it was like, I just got to be in my bonnet about these campers. And I went from thinking like, I don't need a camper, produced, and like had decided to buy one. So it's, what a year is all I'll say. What a year. And Marin, I'm sure you will have tips for me on glamping. Okay, and you haven't seen the latest episode of season 12 of RuPaul's Drag Race. Oh my gosh, I sound like a podcaster right now. If you haven't seen the latest episode of season 12 of RuPaul's Drag Race, there will be spoilers in this episode. Okay, so if you don't want to be spoiled on the latest episode, now might be the time to bid adieu. But we will miss you. And I'm not trying to kick you out. But I don't want you to like get a resentment against me for spoiling Drag Race. Oh, I know, Marin. I was thinking about you because your favorite got eliminated. Okay, so this was the last episode before the finale. What a weird season. In keeping with 2020, so much weirdness. There is an eliminated, disqualified contestant who's still, so, you know, on the episodes, but is now disqualified, so won't be in the finale. we have our 3 finalists that we know of, who are Crystal Method, Jada Essence Hall, my favorite, and oh my gosh, guys, Gigi Good. What is happening to my memory? So those are our 3 finalists. Our Jackie Cox, or Marin's Jackie Cox, was eliminated. I was not feeling that hot on her anyway, so I'm not super upset. I love this final 3, by the way. Like, what a cool little trio. And I'd pretty much be happy for any of them to win. Like, I'm not rooting for, well, I am rooting for Jada above the other 2, but I also feel like I could see any of those 3 winning and being happy about it. And I think it would be cool however it happens. Yeah, so I feel like also the elephant in the room they usually have 4 finalists, and Rue loves to pull, tricks out of her sleeve and surprises and stuff like that. So this would be the perfect opportunity for her to bring back a contestant, aka Jackie Cox. So I believe, Marin, that she is going to be in the finale, but that's just me, and she's going to be competing. But I could be wrong. So we have 3 contestants, and they're all super exciting. They didn't do the what would you say to your little boy self, which I was like, thank the Lord for eliminating that, because I've always found that like fine. It was Vegas Showgirls. Rue was promoting her. I mean, this is also funny now because she's promoting her Vegas drag queen show, which is obviously not happening now, but they recorded the episode before coronavirus. Yeah, so they were doing like a Vegas Showgirl theme through the whole episode. And I wasn't like blown away by the challenge or anything like that, but I was super happy that Jada, I was a little worried about my Jada in the beginning because she was floundering a little bit with the rapping, but she was amazing. I mean, what I like about her is you cannot take your eyes off her when it's all of them on the stage. I feel like, at least for me, if Jada's on stage, she is like pulling my focus because she's always 100% working it. What else do we have to say? I love Crystal's rap. It was so funny, and she's endearing. So yeah, I mean, I think probably my last choice to win would be Gigi Good, just because I feel like I haven't been that excited about her in recent weeks, because she fizzled a little bit, and I was not like super jazzed. That's my saying today, by the way. I wasn't super jazzed about her look in the number. Jackie Cox can't put me in a box. Yeah, so the finale is going to be virtual, and there will be virtual lip syncing. There's also going to be a virtual reunion that's a slumber party theme, which sounds fun. I just get so like, I don't even want to have like a second person on my live stream, like, because of potential buffering, technical issues, like live stuff, and recording several people at once in different locations. There's just so much potential for things to go wrong, and so I really, really hope that it all goes smoothly for them, and we get to see an amazing finale, despite not being able to have an actual finale. They totally copied my Zoom birthday. I know. I really feel like Rue has her eye on me, just stealing ideas left and right. So yeah, I'm excited to see. I think this week is the reunion. What else is there to dish about Drag Race? I felt like there was some other stuff. I don't know. Oh, the Secret Celebrity edition or episode. Total snooze fest. Hated it. I have been really into the Celebrity Drag Race, little sort of mini series that Ru has been doing, and yeah, boo, did not like this episode. Last week's episode was, as I mean, I gave it like rave reviews. I was like, this is my favorite drag race related thing I've ever seen on my TV. I was like really talking it up. Madison Beer Slade. There was something about her that I found grating. I mean, she looked gorgeous. It would be hard for her not to look gorgeous. There was something about her. I don't know. I didn't know who she was. I never know who any of these people are, by the way, except for Ted. Didn't know any of the three. I enjoyed the other two ladies a lot. Yeah, I didn't really love the episode. Wasn't that exciting. Yeah, it was very meh, very bleh. We're still referencing Rachel McAdams' Apple. I mean, I can't get over Ted as Rachel McAdams' Apple. That was just my favorite thing ever. So, oh, Colin says, I love Jackie Cox, big Dior silhouette polka dot cellophane dress on the last episode. Yeah, that was very Vita made all of her looks except for one, and I'm trying to remember which one it was. Yeah, she sews all her own stuff. Yeah, so Ted, yeah, I just, yeah, that was a bit of a downer for me. I wish they had ended with that Ted episode. All right, everyone, that's pretty much all I have to say. Nothing exciting. So, gonna practice beating you guys. My rolling pin. So yeah, I mean, nothing happened in Untucked. Right? Nothing happened. They love each other. It's very cute. You agree the episode was boring, Josh? Yeah, I just I don't know, wasn't doing it for me. So guys, hey Henry, hey Mr. Jingles. He's just walking through. So that's all I have to say. Tomorrow I'll be back here. I'll come up with hopefully a topic, like a sewing topic. This was, first episode of the week on the live streams is usually miscellany, show and tell, Grey Gardens, Drag Race, that sort of thing. So tomorrow, hopefully we'll have a real topic. Thursday, I'm going to be on Crowdcast for Patreon. So if you're on Patreon, you should have received your notification and the link to the Crowdcast. And I'm going to be talking about the inspiration and process for designing the rose dressing gown that we did for Patreon. So I'm excited to talk about that just because I have a lot of like inspiration images, and I'll do my little PowerPoint presentation that you guys enjoyed so much the last time we did this. And yeah, I think it'll be fun. So that's Thursday. So that's for Patreon. You do have to be a Patreon member, any tier, to join that one. And we'll do a poll, of course, obviously. Do I mean Wednesday for the Crowdcast? Do I, guys? That's a good question. You thought that was Wednesday? All right. This is why I need you guys. Maybe it is Wednesday. Isn't it tomorrow? Yeah, it's tomorrow. I better get my PowerPoint together, guys. Yeah, thanks, guys. Thanks for letting me know. All right, so it's tomorrow. That's tomorrow. Let me adjust my sash. So the Crowdcast is tomorrow, Wednesday. So I will see you there. It's at 5 p.m. It's at 5 p.m., guys. Right? Same time as always. Yep. Okay. So I'll see you there. No, I promise you, if anyone's ever confused about dates or times that things happen, it's me. So I'll see you tomorrow for that. And then I'll be back here on Thursday. So just reverse those two things. Move it for me mostly. Sorry, Marin. I don't know why I thought it was Thursday. I wish it was Thursday because I need to make my PowerPoint presentation still. It's okay. It doesn't take that long. But yeah, I won't change it now because that would confuse even more people. Okay. Megan says, I tried to send you a super cute Pinterest image. My email address is gertie@charmpatterns.com. So yeah, send it to me. I'd love to see it. Okay, guys, Patreon tomorrow, 5 p.m. on Crowdcast. Here on Thursday. So yeah, I'm very excited. And yeah, I'm sewing all this week to prep for a photo shoot on Friday for June Patreon. So I'm really excited about that project, guys. I've got some fun stuff coming up for Patreon and shot the video last week. It looks great. I think you guys are really going to like this project. So I can't wait to show it to you. It's very different from what we did for May, which was the dressing gown. So I think I told you guys I was feeling like a lot of pressure because you guys responded so well to the dressing gown. And I was like, I have to, what if they don't like the next thing as much? So I'm feeling really happy because it's just totally different. You know what I mean? It's not like the dressing gown at all. It's kind of like in a totally different direction, different vibe. So it's harder for me to like compare new work to old work now because they're just two different things. And Emily's just not here to tell. It's totally different. It's totally different. So let's see, it's a standalone, but it also expands. It's both. It's both. You can either make it as its own garment or you can mix and match it with some of our other patterns. 3 of our other patterns. So yeah, it's both. Yeah, so it's cool. It's different. It's different. So yeah, and I like that you can either use it on its own or yeah, or it makes an expansion with some other patterns. So I won't tell you anymore. I'm not gonna tell you anymore, guys. Stop it. But yeah, I'm really excited about it. So you're gonna like it. And hopefully I will get good photos. I will get good photos. I feel like we've been on a good streak with photos too, because I was really worried about having to take photos at home and it's just turned out really well. So yeah, so much excitement. So I'm going to be sewing tomorrow and Thursday. I don't know when all this is going to happen, but I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to do all this sewing and I'm going to make a PowerPoint presentation. It's going to be more of a slideshow, honestly, guys. And then yeah, I'm going to do photos and it's all going to happen. It'll all get done. All right, everyone. So have a great night, morning, afternoon, whatever it is. And hopefully I'll see you tomorrow for Crowdcast. Please join me. I'll be right here. I'll be presenting. I'll be presenting very in a very polished and professional way. You know how I get on Crowdcast. I'll see you tomorrow. All right. Thank you, everyone. Thanks so much for joining. And yeah, just be well. Take care of yourselves. Talk to you like the rolling pin. I'm just going to keep this around all the time. Be careful, Henry. No, I'm just kidding. I wouldn't even joke about that. All right, goodbye, my ladies. I'll see you tomorrow. Ladies and gentlemen, excuse me. I'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye.